Hello, foodies, and welcome back to FUT IN Review, episode 680. We are nearing the end of Team of the Season, but we're not nearing the end of our episodes. I am John, and I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, all the way from Scotland, wearing the best jersey available in FUT. It's none other than Chris Grandpapa Macintosh. Hey, Chris.
Hey, mate. Hello, listeners. How's everyone tonight?
We're all good, mate. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. It's been a tough week in foot, I'll tell you that, though.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that in a minute because I've got someone special to introduce, or maybe if you saw the Creed special, to reintroduce. It is none other than the man that joins us on the event, another Rangers fans, which means I am probably the best speaking Englishman today, or English speaking person on the show today. It's none other than Graham Homer. Hey, Homer, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good to have you on the show. I'm good. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to have you on the Creed special show. And you were a little bit nervous back then. So we thought, why not ask you a couple of hours before we start to join a real show on a Friday night just to get the nerves off your back. How are the nerves going so far?
So fine. So far, so fine.
It does help if I start making bloopers all the way, right?
Yeah, that does help, yeah.
For people that don't know you yet, your name is Graham Homer, but I'm going to call you Homer because that's how people like to call you. And you said that's all right.
Yep.
Who are you? Where are you from? What's your age? And what is your food history?
So I'm Graham. I am 38, originally from Glasgow, but I stay in Northern Ireland. FIFA history started 96. 98 would be the big one for me, and I've been playing ever since. Started 09 with the Ultimate Team, and just kept going since then.
And like we said on the Creed show, you play a whole lot of foot, don't you?
Yeah, a whole lot. So I have arthritis, so I can't actually play football anymore. So FC is just my sort of surrogate. It's my way to escape and just enjoy football.
Yeah, because Rangers ain't giving you that pleasure.
Oh, hold on a
I
minute.
saw Chris just waiting for me to...
Wait a minute here, hold on. At least our team doesn't throw away a 1-0 lead with 2 minutes to go. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's
probably
also
we
the
do
case.
actually, to be honest with you. So I think to be fair, Feyenoord done that on purpose so that Ajax didn't win the league, John. Is that what we're saying?
I can't deny or confirm that, I think. Sometimes it's better if you just remain silent. That was a good ending of the league, though. Of course, I'm joking. I know you both are very big Rangers fans. It's been a big day for Rangers as well, Chris, eh?
It's been a massive day for Rangers. This is probably the biggest thing since, I heard someone say since Graham Souness came in, I think it was 86. We are now all NFL fans. The 49ers have bought Rangers, and let's hope it's the natural order is resumed very soon. Wouldn't you say that, Graham?
Yep, hopefully. I'm named after Souness because I was born when he came in. So, massive thing for us. Hopefully, trophies galore coming now.
I really hope so for you guys. Because I'm not gonna pick one team in Scotland because I've been invited to many so far. But I don't dislike Rangers, let's put it like this. And also then I would make for a really awkward show when you guys would leave right now.
No, we wouldn't do that to you, John. But John, you cannot say you only like one or the other. It doesn't work that way. That's like saying you might like Feyenoord or you might like Ajax, John. You have to pick one, and we all know that you've got blue socks on. So,
I actually don't. But that's I was actually checking. But that's beside the point. I can't really pick a team in Scotland because Scotland is one of our biggest fan bases, and I'm pretty much some how would you call it, a freeloading football fan. So I get a lot of invites to matches, which I don't want to decline anytime soon. So I don't mind picking up another couple of matches before I pick a side. And the next one I think I got invited to is actually Celtic. So we'll not go there. Chris, talking about, great starts and endings. Team of the season is about to end. We might or we might not. We don't do rumors here. Still have Ultimate for us, the Ultimate Team of the season. But currently tonight we have, I think, rest of the world. We have the MLS and we have the Saudi So team of the season sort of finishes where people finish their careers. Can I say that?
Yes, it's absolutely true. Do you know what I mean? They've actually lubed up and tried to shoehorn two legends of the game in, haven't they?
I mean, it does make sense having Messi and Ronaldo in, right?
Mm-hmm. It does, but you have to think: is their popularity starting to wane? Now we've seen the likes of Lamine Yamal coming into his own. Palmer at Chelsea. I just think that this is maybe one tots too far. To really give a tots if they're in the team or not, I don't know. I don't know what you think, Graham.
Have they actually done anything good this season? Neither of the teams were successful. So, like you said, shoehorned in, but the cards do look good.
I saw Ronaldo getting picked the best player of the league, though.
Yeah, but that's picked before the league even starts, John. You know what I mean? They've just that trophy's. Sometimes you watch it. I think MD watched the Friday night celebration in Napoli. I mean, who wouldn't want to have been in Napoli on Friday night? But you've seen the trophy getting engraved at the time. Just so you know that trophy for Ronaldo is actually engraved at the start of the season.
She released a year early, sort of preload. Adam says in chat, I thought it was ultimate team of the season this weekend. So yeah, there we go already. It's shoehorned in. Normally we get like the Saudi as the first or the second minor league, right? Release, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Usually like the first Tuesday or something they come in. A couple of cards. Talking about team of the season so far. Last week I said I'm a little bit searching for a good way of, I don't know, enjoying the game currently. Not necessarily the promotion, but I don't have much to play for. Homer, you play a lot more than I do. What's keeping you in the game?
I think it's just the fact that I can't play football. It is my go-to to get that football fix. So other than that, there's generally nothing keeping me actually playing. Content's not been great. Game's just stale. Same cups, same objectives. It's nothing really much other than just the want to play football.
That is fair. And team of the season so far, how's that been treating you? You are someone that does like 100 player picks an hour, right? Chris, besides, I've seen Graham do player picks on his phone during breakfast on when we were on a Creed.
Mm-hmm.
He picks players faster than I can eat an egg. It's insane. If you can hardly see his fingers move. It's like, oh, another team of the season. Oh, another team of the season. And I'm still in my first SBC, like finding gold rare card. He's like, up, another one, and another one, and another one. It's insane. Sorry, Graham, go continue, my friend.
I'm so used to it. Like, as I said to you before, I do a lot of driving around for family. So in and out appointments, I'll just sit on my phone. So I've developed the habit of doing it fast. If I used maybe another site that some of the guys in the Discord have recommended, I could probably do it faster. But I've picked pretty much all the decent cards, but I've not actually hit a massive card. I think Peugeot last week was the best I've had. Otherwise, it's been very flat for me.
And rewards, maybe? Nothing there?
No, nothing much at all. Like I said, Peugeot, I got her from the Play 15 in Weekend League, the pick. But other than that, it's been really flat. Plenty of duplicates. So it's just constant recycling. But it's been flat. I've not picked anybody big or packed anybody big yet.
Chris, do you want to talk about the teams? Do you want to talk about the content? Or do you have something special to say about Team of the Season? Because whenever I mention Team of the Season, your face starts looking more like droopy.
I think I have to start with my weekend league, actually. Started off
another 15 wins, eh?
Yeah, 15
well done.
wins, got absolutely nothing. But no, 2-5, that was how I started, 2-5. Ended up with 8-7, down to 10 men, 1-0 down in the last game, come back to win 5-4. Best battling performance of the season, I think, for me, getting those 8 wins. I know it's not huge numbers for some people, but it was a lot for me to get that. Got my player pick, thought this is the last big one. This is the last of the big 5 out here. This is the one that everybody wants to get. 3 or 4 picks I got. And what did I get? I think Rudiger was the best. And that has literally been almost the best that I've had all season. I don't know what you guys feel, but the pack weight this week feels absolutely atrocious. And the game feels like, and John, you're going to say it's not the case, it's been shadow patched.
Oh my gosh.
So as you see, John's face there, but and you guys can tell me. So I played the Liga Cup, and if people were listening have the same experience. The amount of times that players were offside and just seemed to be trotting back when under no control other than that of the computer. The game felt weird this week. I know you play a lot, Graham, so maybe you could tell me how you feel the game's felt for you.
There's been a few dodgy things like keepers, the handling's gone to the pits again. Referee decisions aren't being great. Like you can be body checked by the opposition, then you do the exact same challenge and it's a free kick. Again, you said about the offsides, they are very slow at coming back. I don't know if it's because people are playing the 95 depth and the offside traps, spamming constantly, but it's nowhere has been as good as it's been in the previous months. But again, it's not been as bad as it's been this year either. So I said that it just feels really flat. There's nothing to really pick you up for the game, and I can't say it's been the worst either.
Yeah, the patch, and I don't want to talk about shadow patch because I don't know how they would patch in the fact that players would not step in or stay offside or anything like that. So that's beside the point. I think it's fairly safe to say that the 95 depth pressing patch didn't change much in the way people play, do they?
No.
No, I mean maybe it's a cup, John. I mean, I know you watch quite a lot of games in that. I mean, from a coach's point of view, have you felt the game being a little bit strange? I mean, could it be the fact that FC 26 is on the servers, or they're maybe trying some things out and it's not a shadow patch, but it's just the fact there's something going on in the background?
No, I don't think that's the case, honestly. I do think that the game always changes around this time because of two reasons. And one reason is the player base will probably drop off a bit by now. The end of May, usually when football dies, or football dies, that's a little bit too much. Football goes to sleep. then we see a pretty hefty decline in players as well. Also for content, for example, see people listen less to podcasts, etc. People usually just need a break somewhere, and then this is like June is probably the best month to start with that. The second thing I think I see a lot is that these 99 stats players, or they aren't 99 rated, but they could probably be with you if you give them like a defender, you give him a shadow, everything's 99, right? So it could just as easily be a 99 rated defender. And I think it just breaks the game. Like we've seen in Creed, when you have like balanced formations and balanced players, and you play not foot games against each other without boosted players, this game is actually pretty well balanced and pretty good, or really good, I should even say. I would probably rate it a big 8 out of 10, at least for gameplay wise, when you play it offline. But then you go into the phase now where we only have ridiculously good players. And I'd say if a goalkeeper with those stats would play like a goalkeeper with those stats, he probably won't ever concede a goal. So there must be something. The game just breaks. A low-driven shot with a 99, 99, 99, 99, 99 on everything sort of is too strong. And you can like tune down the low-driven shot, but it still won't make much of a difference because it's just too strong, basically. And that's usually the phase where I don't really care much about the players anymore because they're all good players. But also, if you look from a coaching perspective, if we coached like pro players for the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, usually that's all about either mentality, like stay in shape, go to bed early, make sure how you deal with negativity, how you deal with social media, how you deal with conceding a goal, etc., and not taunting other players, which is an example I saw come past a few weeks ago as well. And not especially like tactics or can they still improve on gameplay, because the players make up for it and the game haven't changed at all since the 95 depth. You have to maybe stop a little bit earlier, but the difference is negligible, unfortunately. Do you reckon the same, Homer, or is it you still think Chris could be right with the shadow patching?
Well, I don't think it is a shadow patch. I did say the 95 depth, people spanning offside traps, it does leave obviously that huge space for everybody to come back on. But like you said, stats wise, everybody's stats being close to 99, the game is in silly season, so silly things will take place with that being the case. But like you said, when we were on Crete and we were offline, and it was a lot more balanced, it was a lot more fun. So again, like you said, mentality is a big thing as well. Like, I go out just to try and enjoy the game rather than what I can pack or who I can pack. So it's what you make of it as well.
Yeah, I think that is fair. Chris, does this satisfy you, or you still want to go on a rant about Shadow Patch?
No, I personally don't think it's shadow patching, John, but I just think it's very bizarre. There's something a little bit up. I don't think EA I don't think they've got the brains to shadow patch it, if I'm being honest with you. So that's probably why my pat luck is so bad. They hear this show and they turn me right down. So
Well, maybe they're just lacking staff because on the sidelines there's been a lot going on at many studios, but including EA this week, with a lot of resignations. Unfortunately, do you say that like that? Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, maybe just not the best week for EA in general.
no.
Let us know in the comments, though. Talk about comments before we dive into the team. We have something new. We have had a message and conversation with Spotify, and they have allowed us to start conversations on Spotify. So if you listen or watch us actually on Spotify apps, you can now not only send us a message, but we can also respond on it directly, and you can respond on that, have conversations, join in on conversations, like a sort of online medium. So I think that's pretty cool. So if you have any questions, you can now just tag us, watch the show, and just put your comments below there and discuss with all other friends watching or listening to the show. So thank you, Spotify, for that. I think that's a pretty cool feature.
It's a great feature. Thank you so much, Spotify. But it's an even better feature, John. You could join the Discord for free and come and watch us live and interact with us and even get a shout out on the show. A shout out to our good friend Shaq, who won one of the Crete quizzes. The emoji guessed the players, and if John's willing, he might stick that up on our socials, and you can have a go yourselves at it. But our Discord is free. Look us up on Discord, FUT IN Review. And if you also can help us as well on Patreon, we appreciate everybody who listens to us. But if you'd like to go that a little bit extra, you can support the show as well.
Yes, thank you very much. That's patreon.com/FUT IN Review, FUT IN Review. Let's dive into the team, shall we, Chris? You take the lead here, and Graham, feel free to just join in.
Could we start with Riyad Mahrez, please, John?
I don't know if we could, but I can try.
So he is a SBC, and a note to the listeners here, I'm not letting out any secrets that actually they've got two better players on the show with me tonight, so I'll let them talk about the player themselves. But if you look at FUTBIN at the moment, uptick for him, I think it was 284 upticks and only 36 downticks. 127,000 for a 95 rated right midfielder or right winger. Graham, what do you think of the card? Seen it on the screen there?
Yeah, it looks pretty good for a right winger. Good play styles. I like first touch. I said that in Crete. So guys like Hullet and Team of the Year Rodri, you can ping the pass right into him. He's going to keep it. He's got technical, so as soon as you've got the touch, dribble by somebody and then that finesse, green time it. It's a cracking player.
5-star, 5-star. Well, all the stats in all the right places. Yeah, like you said, good play styles. Looking at rules, basically got any rule you want on him, except winger plus. I think he can play right midfielder and right winger. Both have a winger plus on them, but everything else should be good. 5-star, 5-stars for a little over 100k, Chris. Sounds like steal, mate.
Yeah, I mean, especially, a lot of us will have an SBC storage that is chock full of players. I should have actually looked at what you need to do, John. If you could mind scrolling up there, it's a little touch and clicking on there to see the SBC challenge. I think 88 rated squad was the highest one off the top of my head.
188, 187, and what is it? A squad with a team of the week or team of the season player on it, but I don't know. I can't see the rating, honestly. But
so that, too high. Yeah, that looks a good fun card, that one. From
86 rated. 86, 87, 88. So, yeah.
Yeah, all our yesterdays, that one. So, who remembers him? We remember at Man City, don't we, being a really exceptional player. And if I remember rightly, he was part of the Leicester title-winning squad. as well. So, yeah, a good fun player. Unfortunately, the strip is white and green for Graham and I, so we may give that one a pass. That's the only unfortunate thing. And then the other one to look at.
Okay, just one thing. Graham, is that the same with you though? I've heard stories about Chris getting a mat in front of his house saying welcome, but it was welcome was written in green letters. So Chris came home, saw that mat, tossed it into the bin, says everyone's welcome, but not with this. This mat isn't. Is it that bad with you as well? If you see anything green, it's out.
I have nothing green, no clothes, no lights, no nothing. If I was to show you around the camera, I have Rachel's made my living room a ranger shrine for me. So no green, nothing. Plus I'm colourblind, so green affects my vision. So no green whatsoever.
You know the prizes I won in Crete for. We did a little quiz. I won 2 prizes. Chris won 2 prizes, but Chris's prizes had green in it, and he gave it to me. He didn't want to pick it home. It's that bad.
Yeah,
So, yeah. And the good thing is, though, Chris, most promotion with FIFA are in blue.
Yes, thankfully, unless they're Evos, which is a hard one to take as well. And then the other card to look at, John, very quickly on SBC is Insignia. As I say, it's all our yesterdays coming back to us. Who we all remember his Scream card. I don't know how long ago that was, but that card was tremendous. I think it was 1 million coins at one point when I bought it. And, the tiny wee winger that he is, still going strong. I think he's in the MLS. So I think as well, that's also got, looking at it, 167 upticks and only 20 downvotes, which again is quite a decent score for this time of the year. Again, Graham, thoughts on that card?
Again, it's nice. 5-star playstyles are pretty good. The press proven, especially for a cam or left mid, when you're out wide, trying to turn, make that bit of space. It's good to obviously keep the ball. Finesse, again, one of the best playstyles for finishing. He's got explosive, accelerate. All the stats are pretty decent as well, but something I'd probably do as well.
Yeah, we're getting into silly season, but these are the SBCs I do like, right? I mean, but 100k, 150k for SBCs, which 5-star. There's no weakness on these cards. Insigne is never going to be one of my favorite players because although I don't have the same thing with green. I do have the same with some other club in Italy, so I'm never going to use him. But no, it is definitely a good card for sure. And I think these are cool SBCs to get into the team, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
But even then, I wouldn't even be able to squeeze them in somewhere during this crazy time of the year.
No, it's a good couple of good. I think the SBCs have been a little bit poor. If you in thoughts this time, I think the lack of icons potentially has also hurt a little bit. I don't know if you feel the same way, Graham. I know Tots is probably not an icon time, but it would be nice to have 1 or 2 biggies being released when we've got these awash with cards.
Yeah, like I said before we came on, even that special, like if we had a Ferdinand or a Ronaldo, just say team of the year, these guys were team of the year, whatever year it is they played in such and such a league, here's a special card for that. The on the day specials, could use one of them on this day. Rio Ferdinand won team of the year, and here's a team of the year Ferdinand. It would give us all somewhere to go with dupes as well, because pretty much everybody's full with dupes, full transfer lists. It would be good to have an icon to just try and clear out the squad.
Mm-hmm. John, do you think icons could potentially be released during Tots, or is it icon free zone?
No, I mean, there's never. Well, we have a lot of icons you can use. We have also a lot of heroes you can use to put in a little bit of flexibility on these, in these promos, I think. But why not toss in a R9 SBC? I think Adam sent in a question as well, by the way, because that he says, where do you see the game going in the next month or so? We'll talk about that in a minute. But he's saying, as John was saying in the last spot, it suddenly feels, for me at least, like the game is lacking a lot of incentive to play. And normally I'm happy chasing ranks and good weekend league finishes, but suddenly it's kind of feeling like it's late August. Games on low power mode for next year. My suggestion is to drop an R9 Immortals icon SBC, price it however they want, and see what happens. I think we are missing one of those SBCs, right? One of those big boys where it's just everyone wants to go do it. And I'd almost say, why not at this stage? Like, instead of shoehorning in a team with Messi and Ronaldo, why not give us just a Messi and a Ronaldo SBC and go into the next promo? Although next promo doesn't look too exciting for me either, because that's my worst promotion by the looks of it. We'll talk about that when it actually hits. But there's other ways to make this more dynamic. Could I say that? Yeah, probably. Do you guys think in generally, Chris, that team of the season is just a week too long this year?
Yeah, I think it should be 5 weeks. I think it should be the 5 big leagues. And I can say that as a supporter of a club who doesn't play in one of the big leagues, so it's not bias on my part. I think, and this isn't a criticism of it at all, but having the female teams in have boosted it, as well. So it used to be you'd have one team, I think Graham was reminding me, on a Saturday, or a Friday, and then the smaller league, I think, came out Sunday or Monday, or that. Graham can easily correct me if you can remember.
I think it's Tuesday or the Wednesday, was it not? The minor teams.
Yeah. So you had that. So, but now what we've got is we've now got 5 weeks plus another week, and it just feels like very samey. I don't think there's any players that particularly make a huge difference to the team because there is so many players in the game. Not only that, we've got the honourable mentions as well. So I just think that potentially this has been, for me, go back to 5 weeks, make it something special. Potentially cut the number of players. Why don't you just do it per position? It's team of the season, but why don't you just do an attacker, defender, midfielder, or striker, and then do that for the 3 leagues and release them at the same time? Just do 5 weeks, bang, done and dusted, because you're packing 90, 91 rated players. You're not even noticing them in your club. You're sticking them in the dupe SBC place as well. So it just feels, just as I keep going back to what Wimby says, it just feels like that buffet. Everything's okay, but nothing's great.
Yeah, and as you do with most buffets, you just eat too much anyways. Right? You go to bed and I shouldn't have taken that last 2 plates. No, I think that's actually a fair point. Nevertheless, the teams itself, Chris. I think it's, of course, we could show all the teams and show all the big players. I mean, Ronaldo, Messi, they do look great. But are there more interesting cards to discuss here?
Well, if we start with the Saudi Pro League, if that's okay, John. And like I say, there's one player who, I love. The only thing I love about this is you actually know where the players that you used to like have went. When we get to MLS, we'll find out that Forsberg actually now plays in the MLS and no longer plays in the Bundesliga. So that's the good thing about that. But the player I was interested in is the Diaby card, was quite an interesting player for me all season. 1.1 million. There he's there. He plays right wing, I think, striker, cam, so he's got some decent positions there. 5'4", okay, weak foot's 4, but maybe you have a potential, there may be an Evo to get that to 5, but he's always a good, fun card as Diaby.
Just being a little bit critical, Homer, isn't Diaby far worse than Mahrez?
Mahrez, depends on
1.1 million versus 100,000.
Yeah, the price, but I think that's just popularity tax on him. But then it depends on how you play. If you want somebody that's a complete and utter speed demon that can left foot finesse it from right mid, then yeah. But if you're more technical and you like a more slow passing game, I think Mahrez would suit you better. That's horses for courses, but he's wildly overpriced in comparison to Mahrez.
But isn't the case like with these stats on the players and the chemistries you can apply on them? You can get Mahrez to 99.99 as well, right?
Probably could, yeah. It wouldn't make much difference in that sense than once you put on playstyles. But like I said, he is wildly overpriced compared. But I think that's just a popularity tax that'll probably die down in the next couple of days.
That is probably true. I think Benzema being at 1.4 million is interesting to see, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a good fun card to use. I mean, I like using him 5'5". There he is, he'll score goals. I think he's a shooting machine, that one. I think he's actually had quite a good season. going by the comments on X, the fact that Ronaldo's better rated than him. I think the feeling is that Karim Benzema's had a
My
better
best
season.
player of the league, Ronaldo. So don't go there.
Well, we've talked about that, so don't mean to upset him. I'm sorry, Cristiano. I know you listen to the show, but please keep listening. But I think if I was to, and people say you're mad, but if I was to pick between the two of them, I would rather have Benzema in my team because he seems to fit my playstyle more.
Just a complete side note, when we know that some of the pros are listening to this show. This is a special shout out to our dear friend at Chelsea. We know the interview wasn't too good, but if you are listening to this show, we gladly have you do a redo on this show, of course. And I'm pretty sure we can do better in this interview. And maybe talk about food, which might be nice. I'm not gonna mention your name. You know who you are. Sorry.
Kante card, John. I mean, that Kante card.
Yeah.
This could be, as I say, he is. This is the funny thing. I'm surprised that potentially they didn't do heroes during tots because an Alwaran card would have been a nice one to get. But this Kante card, if you look at his actual stats, the thing that made Kante so special was his balance. Anytime you played with that card, he was aggressive, but he had great balance, and he just manoeuvred around the pitch, and he was always a firm favourite from us. Okay, 3.4 million is probably a little bit expensive for that card, and hopefully it'll come down. But with 99 balance, 99 aggression, this could be the last great Kante card we ever see.
I don't disagree, but I'm just suddenly trying to think. Graham, how's your coin balance looking?
I think I've got about 1 million coins at the moment. I could get a couple more if I started selling everything, but 1 million.
Let's say you got a couple more. Would you spend $1 million plus on a player during this stage of the game?
No. I've got Team of the Year, Rodri, and I've got the SBC Hullet. So now...
Here's the other issue I have got with this promo so far, Chris. There's so many good cards. Why would you spend too much money on getting a good card? Like I forgot about the team of the season Italy pack, Serie A team, right?
Mm-hmm.
I opened it like yesterday. I was like, oh, I still have that. Didn't open it. That's silly. Don't know what must have happened, but I opened it and I got Lukaku from it, which was like, oh, that's actually looking at the stats, looking at the size, and like, that's actually a pretty cool card. It's like 30K, 20K something.
Mm-hmm.
That's the price you can pay for a player to try it, I guess, or do an SBC 400K. Spending 3 million, 3.4 million, 1 million on Diaby, 1 million on a Benz and 1.4 million. It just doesn't make any sense for me. Why would who would buy these players? I mean, Ronaldo for 9 million sounds incredibly fun, but you might get that R9 SBC next week, for all we know, right?
Yeah. I think, John, the problem is at the minute I've got a fairly healthy coin balance. And
of course you do.
And I know you've probably...
Oh, you're talking in game. Sorry.
And I know you've probably only got 30K. Let's be honest. It's the same every week. That coin balance never changes.
I should log in, but I'm probably a little bit below that currently.
I think, if you think about it, what's shape... I'm going to need to say the word there. The next promo, better not ruin it for MD, but if you look at the training app, it's the training camp. Sorry, it's there for you on the app.
It's on the app, right? So everyone can actually see.
So
it's not a spoiler.
It's shape shifters. I say that carefully because someone wrote on the Discord a slightly different word. I think that was their description of the promo as opposed to the name of it. No names will be mentioned on that one. But I've got a healthy coin balance, and at the minute I'm sitting with my coins, and the game is, slowly but surely moving its way to its summer holidays. Should I go and just spend my coins and go and get a player that I enjoy using? That's a question to ask. I mean, I couldn't afford Kante before anybody wants to hack me, but if that was to come down to neither $1 million off it or $1.5 million off it, that would be a fun card to use, and that's something as a reward for me keeping my coins all season. That might be a reward for me.
I guess so, but then I look at the Joao Cancelo, not even 100K anymore. I'm like, yeah, if you spend here, you buy that card, you're set for a right fullback as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
For 100,000 coins, I think that's a way more interesting card to just spend coins in. And honestly, if I had your coin balance, I'd probably not buy one of these cards. I'd save those coins up for one of the big SBCs that is very likely to show up anyways. soon enough. And make sure you just do those SBCs to enjoy that at the fullest. But then again, I just checked at 28k currently, so I don't have much.
Never changes, John. Never changes.
No. But I do think this is one of the years where it actually doesn't matter at all. Like what you're buying for your coins, either a player's 8.7 million like Cristiano Ronaldo, or you pick him up for like 100,000 coins, or look at Daniel Podence with 19,000 coins. We're talking about a 92 rated striker which can play multiple position, 4-star weak foot, but 5-star skill moves, 19,000 coins. What we're talking about. I mean, yeah, that's all what I would look for. Also, shout out to Al Salem, 92 rated striker. Not because he looks like a particularly interesting card, but honestly, it's a 5-star card, right? 5-star striker. Yeah. If you look at the play styles, he's got press proven, low driven, and aerial. He is not very large, but he's got good rules. Very good dribbling stats, very good stats overall, but 99 heading accuracy as well, and aerial, 93 jumping. So he might be one of the players that can actually head a ball towards goal this year. And this card cost 15,000 coins. I think this is one of those players which should at least deserves a shout out on the show, because else nobody will actually look at this card. But it's also a shame because I think this 92 rated card is probably looking just as good as the Benzema card, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Or am I exaggerating here, Homer?
I'd rather Benzema over him, but he is pretty good. If I wasn't stacked, that it would be a nice option for off the bench. If you're chasing it, good guy to lob corners, free kicks, aim at, try and whip some crosses in for. But I would take Benzema over him, but he is cheap and cheerful.
97 strength, right? 93 jumping. I think this is, well, anyways, Al Salam, you get a shout out from us just because not anyone would do it for you. Anyone else you want to mention, Graham?
I quite like the look of Steven Moreira. He's in the MLS team of the season, plays for Columbus Crew.
Which was the next team we will be opening. And of course, you put me on the spot there, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. The MLS team of the season, I just put it on screen for everyone watching, of course. Pretty interesting squad as well. You were talking about Moreira, right? 500,000 coins, 4-star center back. Very fast, 93 pace, but of course, everything in the right places. Cape Verde, which you don't see very often, but looks rather cool. Anything to add about this card? Long ball, jockey, intercept plus, and anticipate plus.
I have to say that the long ball on a defender is excellent, especially when you're playing against high pressing teams.
Yes, I've noticed that in the final of a certain tournament a couple of weeks ago.
You know, if you're willing to switch it from one side to the other, that long ball is absolutely key. It'll make a huge difference to you. And it's, you know, and one thing I will say about our tournament showing was if you actually are patient enough, you will eventually break the press. It may take 2, 3, 4 or 5 phases of play to get there, but if you can then switch the ball out, you're on to a winner. So I think that, you know, Moreira there with that one of his long balls is always a key to a good defender. You want at least one of your centre-backs to have that, because then they can ping the ball out and hit one of your wide players.
Yes, and this is actually crucial. So I should put here the foot coaching tip of the week thing, but we've seen it a lot. Everyone plays 95 pace, or depth, 95 depth, or 91, 95, whatever. And we saw it in the Crete tournament, which I was referring to, was the final we were playing. And I was playing a 95 depth team, the 4-2-1-3, pretty meta, and putting pressure on my opponent. I lost the ball, and one of his defenders has the long ball. He hoofed the ball forward, and there was no stopping that ball. It came directly into a striker. Wasn't able to catch up, and all the way from the midfield, he basically had a clean run towards my goal and scored the first goal. And that almost happened like a second and a third time as well. And because most of the attacks go through the center, especially with 4-2-1-3s, they go in the centers with the through balls, and they expect the defender to pass to a fullback, and they close that gap, but they never close the gap directly for the long ball. So that's actually a really good option. I think Moreira is one of those cards that should be able to pull this off, Grim.
Yeah. For me, I like the fact that he can play fullback plus and defender. So I was thinking actually grabbing him and playing it right back. That way, he's got the great defending. So if you can't get the cup, they'll help with the cutbacks. And then if you do get it, like you said, that long ball up over the defence for your right winger or your striker, it seems that he has pretty much everything you want. It's like a shadow on him.
He's got 92 crossing and 96 short passing with the long ball as well. Yeah. As a fullback, he's actually probably more stronger than I would have thought of. He's very small though, so he might be just better off as a fullback.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He's 5'10", so
well, he's 1 centimeter taller than I am. I just see. So he's not very small. He's of a good size, but not Virgil van Dijk size. So Moreira is definitely. You can see this price as well. 500,000 coins currently. That is good. Anyone else you want to highlight from the team, Grim?
Obviously Messi, Suarez are pretty good, but Evander looks pretty decent as well. The cam, so
he does. 96 rated cam. Of course, play in at Cincinnati. I always have to consider that logo. 4-star, 5-star. So 5-star skill, 5-star weak foot. Good rules. What is specifically what you like about him?
So he's got the tiki-taka. He's got incisive passing. So for Cam, great for playing the ball back and forward between your striker and him to try and get out space and then hit that through ball. And he's got low driven. So I'm pretty sure he's looking at the screen there. He's finishing high, it's 92. His shot power's 98. Hitting a good low driven as well. So he's great. He's got shadow striker as well. So great runs into the box. Great for passing around the box. Great finishing. So he's got about everything.
Chris, anything to add about Evander?
No, it looks a good fun card, and certainly being a cam helps me because I don't play with. I have 3 cams with the formation I play. So, no, I mean,
what formation are you playing? 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. I think it's the one with the 3 cams.
Oh, you're old-fashioned. Well, I like it.
I am very old-fashioned, mate. You know that about me. No, I just wonder at this stage of the game. I think you're looking at 96 rated and above. If I'm being totally honest with you.
I don't think rating matters at all.
No, but when you're a chemistry man and a rating man like myself, that's the kind of thing I'm looking at. And Christian Benteke there at 211,000. I mean, I really wish that crossing would come back in the game because there's nothing better than a cross ball and a towering header from your centre back. I may be a bit route one, but I do love that.
No, I think it's all right like this. Please just leave it.
Benteke is
Chris, I think...
so Dutch, John, aren't you?
Yeah, sorry, mate. You're having a little bit of delay, so I'll switch over to Graham.
Sorry.
Graham, 2 things. Do you look at rating at all for players? Or stats are more important?
Stats are more important for me. Overall, just when you're looking at the home screen there, for Means a 91 rated card, but yet his stats are better than 2/3 of the cards that are in his position. So I more look at what they can do. Play styles first and foremost is what I sort of look at. Make sure that they've got the good play styles that I want from a player in that position. Then it's looking at key stats. So I want to know how good's their shot passing. I want to know how good's their dribbling, their composure, their agility.
How much green is there in the kits?
Oh, if there's that as well, then that's just an automatic. No. Nah, they'll be playing the Blue Rangers anyway, so it doesn't matter what's on the badge. 97
rated player, yes. He looks excellent. Oh, he's got a green shirt. Never mind. Skip him. I'm not one to talk, though, because if there was an Ajax player in here, I wouldn't play him either, so don't worry. We all been there. I know we get a lot of hate for that as well, by the way. But it is what it is. Life of a football supporter.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I agree with Graham there, Chris. I think rating is, especially when players are in pack, is more to say how big the chance is you pack one of those players, higher the rating, the last chance you have of packing them. But it doesn't necessarily mean how good a player is. And Fairmin is actually a really good example of one of the lower rated players. Or lower, 91 rated, but 91 rated player that's actually really good. And I think the Kiki card, which we discussed a couple of weeks ago, which also had an upgrade by now, the FUT Fantasy, I think was one of those examples as well, which you can pick her up now for 18,000, but that card doesn't do much on the for any team of the season cards either. So yeah, hey, they also link together as well, Graham. So
Yeah.
it's like we thought of that on front in front. Chris, my friend,
Yes.
are you looking forward to another team of the season week, or don't we get the ultimate team of the season now anymore?
I hope we don't get ultimate team of the season. I'll be absolutely honest with you. I have this promotion has ran its course. It needs to wind down now. We need something a little bit more exciting. If it's shapeshifters, let's just see. That will really depend on the players and where they put things in that. And then we're on to footies. And once we're in footies, let's be honest, the gloves are off. It's spring break. It's foam parties to Ibiza, cocktails, glow sticks. You know what I mean? So
It sounds like your last day on Crete last week, though.
we had a great time in Crete. We had a great time in Crete, and Graham could wax lyrical about it himself when he wants to have a shot at it. But it was an amazing time. Thanks to Mahrez and his family, and to yourself, John, for organising so much of it as well.
Oh, you're very welcome. We're just glad everyone enjoyed it. We'll be doing another event. Well, not soon, but probably around October, November. We'll be back way before that with more details about that. The one thing we can probably tell is it's going to be in Scotland. So probably a bit more easier for many people to join us and talk about joining us. Chris already mentioned it. Check out patreon.com/FUT IN review. I just got a word from a sponsor in, but I'm not going to put it in here. But it is a cool sponsor, and it has something to do with sweaty hands during gameplay. That sounds... I don't know what it sounds like, but it sounds an interesting proposal. Let's put it like this. I'm not going to go into details much yet. And that is probably it for this week. If you are a Patreon subscriber, though, and especially aimed towards the Skybox holders, a big shout out to Daniel R for that. Don't worry. And we know it's off season, and one of the benefits of having a Skybox subscription is that you get one coaching session free every month for your support. Well, we know it can be holiday period or you're sort of done with this game. It's all good. If you are a Skybox supporter, not only do we thank you, but you can also save your coaching sessions until FC26 now. So if you don't want to do any in the next 3 months, for example, that's fine. You can hit the ground running. We'll keep tabs on that and make sure we pay back your support on that. So I think that's an important one to mention. Graham, anything to add? Do you want to thank your wife for allowing you the room, or the parents for being on telly now?
Obviously, Rachel, thanks for clearing out the space to let me do the pod. Yeah. Again, thanks to you and Mahrez and his family for Crete the other week. It was an amazing time. Really enjoyed it. Can't recommend it highly enough. So if you're in the Patreon or you want to go, definitely go. So thanks for having me on. I've enjoyed it.
You've been good, mate. Thank you for joining us. And if you're listening to the show and you're like, hey, this Graham, this Homer guy, he sounds pretty fun, and he's definitely more grinding the game than John does, and you like it, just let us know. Let us know in the Spotify comments. Drop us a message anywhere, of course. FUTInReview.com, you can just send us a message directly, because we'll be having a couple of more special guests soon. And, we are looking to maybe supplement the team with one of these voices, and Graham could very much be one of them. So just let us know what you think of his appearance. Chris, it's a weekend without football, mate. What are you doing?
Champions League, John, isn't it, on Saturday? And I know that you and I both think the different team will win. So I'm firmly sticking my neck out and going PSG. Am I right in saying that you are going with the Italians?
I am, yeah.
So,
Chris, Homer, which one?
I've got my top ready.
Well, I don't want to go that far, but I do think they win.
Yeah, an interesting game. I hear people say that they hope that PSG score first so that the Inter don't score first and shut up shop. But I think it's going to be an interesting clash of styles. And talking that listen to a few other podcasts that do exist out there on football, that the two Inter strikers were probably not at their peak fitness. So this is what they're going into on Saturday. They're absolutely on fire. So we may see a slightly more attacking Inter team, but let's hope for a good game.
2
but
assists
certainly-
from Dumfries.
Well, there you go. There's the Dutchman getting a mention again. So he's especially when he's from Scotland as well, with a name like Dumfries.
Well, it's another Dutch right back, which is the top team, right? So you get plenty of fullbacks going on these days, and I think he's one of the most underrated player currently playing. Already won the Champions League, of course, as well, and he's just very good player. And knowing where he came from, and that he was actually not good enough when youth, but just worked very hard for it. I think he's one of those players which doesn't only have talent, but just keeps going at it, which I can always applaud.
Yeah.
Keep going at it is also what we're doing. And someone else who's doing that is James. James Tolando is currently doing that. So he is raising money for charity. So go to his Twitch channel, Twitch, of course, .tv/James Tolando. Tolando77, I think, is his Twitch. So twitch.tv/Tolando77. We will match whatever he brings in himself. So if you win 9 games, he will bring in £90, he said. We'll do that. The same then. And of course, it is for charity. It is for the Celtic FC Foundation, which, sorry guys, but it is a good cause. So we definitely support it. And if Rangers wants to do a special with us for charity, we'll happily oblige there as well. Thank you so much for listening, tuning in, watching, supporting us, giving us a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel, and of course, following us and keep listening. But there's just one thing left for us to do. That is to wish you a good weekend and to drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it.